Welcome. This video is aimed at teaching players how to play Warlords on Arma 3. So Arma 3 has a game launcher. It looks just like this. It's usually on your desktop, the icon when you install Arma 3. You're not going to have anything available on favorites and recent, obviously, when you first join. So the way to find a Warlord server is click Internet. There is this official button here, but I recommend just going through Internet so you can find other servers. And then clicking Filters, select Game Type, Warlords, and then getting out of this. There's about 1,000 Arma 3 servers per day. That number goes up and down. So you can see it takes a little bit of time. Maybe give it 5 minutes. It'll go through all the servers and filter out everything that's Warlords related. So eventually you have something like this. I've bookmarked every server that I play on, and you'll see the official servers, which is run and maintained by Bohemia. They don't allow any kind of mods. They're just pure vanilla. They also don't have admins, unfortunately. There are a couple private servers that are publicly available to anybody to join. Quick pitch for mine. Mine is the unofficial Arma 3 Warlords. It is a overclocked server, custom hardware, sitting in a data center in the Midwest of the U.S. It has a ton of RAM. It's dedicated only for this actual mission, so it's definitely running on better equipment than the official servers. It's sitting on a 1 gigabit up and down bandwidth, so no limitations there. And I actually turn on the AI and let them fight. So even though the server is empty, since it's brand new, there are a lot of AI fighting all the time, sometimes up to 200. So if you want to join and see some major battles, this is a good place to start. One of the advantages to my server as well is that I allow mods like JSRS sound mod, which makes the game sound much better. A lot of mods that are just for enhancing experience, not necessarily going to give you anybody an edge. So I also pitch another server that I like. It's the Warlords Reformed. Their thing is that it's Warlords with the RHS flavor, and RHS is simply a mod that has upgraded vehicles and weapons, and they're highly polished and actually look better than vanilla. But for me, I enjoy vanilla, and that's what I'm going to keep it. My server, you simply just join it, and no mods required, where these guys, you just have to download all their mods, which might take about an hour or so, but definitely worth it, so check them out. I'll post my Discord server if you want to talk to me. These guys have it right here. You can type that in and join their Discord. So with that being discussed, let's launch the game, and I'll show you the basics of Warlords. Alright, so I connect to my server, and right now there's nobody on it, but that's okay. There's a lot of AI. So typically you're in the lobby. You're going to want to choose your side. If there's a bunch of people on, try to pick the side that's got the least amount. So you would select either Blue 4 or Op 4 right here on the left side, and then you just pick one of these slots. Doesn't really matter which one, and let the game load. Alright, once you've loaded the game, you're going to come across this map, and I'll give you a quick intro on what you're looking at. So on my server, the game starts with towns pre-captured to help low population numbers, basically get money quicker. But what we're looking at right here is, so if you're blue, obviously, the blue squares are towns that your team has captured. Green are called resistance. They're all AI, and both sides fight against them to take this territory from the resistance. And then you have your opposing team, which if you're on Blue 4, obviously would be Op 4, which is the red team. Now, quick intro to these actual towns. So you'll notice that you have some of these that have a shaded area, like right here, right? And then you'll see this little solid line. So the shaded area, if you go in here without the town being activated, you actually will it'll actually kill you. You're not supposed to go in there unless the town's activated. But with that being said, and this is an example right here, when a town, especially towns that are occupied by the opposing team with players, Op4 or Blue4 if you're on Op4, if you see no shadow, like this has no shadow on the outside, it's missing one, you can go in here, take this town from the team without having to vote to actually attack this town. And so let's go ahead and launch.
Warlords protocol initialized.
Alright, so we're in the game. And you can see that the AI have actually filled in every slot. And they're buying AI soldiers right now, which is what's happening with all these parachutes coming in. So when you first join, you're going to want to vote. So you're going to go back to the map mode. It's going to say select your sector. And it's based off of what's linked. So anything with a circle you can vote on. If there's no circle, you can't vote on it yet because it's not, you have not met the requirements. So let's go ahead and attack this town. This should be pretty easy. Reno. And when you put your mouse over it, you'll see that it offers our team an additional 15 CP per minute. And what that means is that once we capture the town, you see right here it says 410 CP per minute. It will then be 425 CP per minute to every player on the team. So let's go ahead and fast travel there, or vote for it, I mean. So then on the bottom right, you'll see that it's running the vote. And if there were other players, it would measure on which town has been voted the most by the team. And while we wait, let's go ahead and hold I on your keyboard. And you can kind of see the AI in the background. They're about to select fast travel and head to the town. So this is the basically your main screen to do everything. You can buy infantry. You can buy vehicles. And I can't select these because I don't have enough CP. The cost is right here, 3,500 CP. I've only got 1,160 CP. And then we go to aircraft. I can't buy any of these because I don't have the funds. But you also need a runway. These are the requirements. Runway, helipad, harbor. And how many recruits are available means how many AI I can buy. So naval, you need a harbor, runway, helipad. And then these are defenses that you can buy when you own a territory. They're only available when you're in a town that you can that you've occupied. Like right now we're at base. And just to show you what it looks like, so here's an autonomous turret. Notice the A after MK30A, MK32A. That's an autonomous weapon, meaning it fires by itself. We buy it. We walk around. We hold space. And the turret is now active and will gauge enemy. If I want to get rid of it, look at the top left and you'll see remove selected. And that just gets rid of it. So we go back holding I. First thing you want to do is gear up. Select arsenal if you've got the CP for it. And then from here you can kind of just figure out how to use this. I already have a bunch loaded, so I'm Op4. So let's do Op4 heavy AT. Now you got to be careful how much weight you carry, because too much weight results in you being not able to run. But on my server, I disabled stamina so that you can carry a ton of crap and basically always run, which is very unrealistic but more fun.
Sector scan terminated.
Alright, so the AI are attacking Reno. Alright, so we got gear, and then strategy. This is an important one. This is where you can do a sector scan. It reveals all the enemy in an area.
Sector.
So like for example, Reno, I select it. Nope, it's not available. And it's not available on my server because I actually put a limit on how many times a team can scan. But you need the right CP, and you would select that town, and that would show you all the enemies. You can fast travel to a C sector, which is basically your friendly towns. Contested sectors are what your team's attacking. Transfer command points, it's giving your cash CP to one of your buddies. But there is a tax of 500 CP per transfer. If you don't like what the team's voted on and you got the CP for it, you can reset it and get everybody to re-vote. Definitely work with your team on that before you do that. And of course, this is to lock all your vehicles, and unlock, you would just select lock, request, and then it would lock or unlock. It's pretty easy. So another note before we leave here. So with gear, when you're buying this stuff, these are crates. So let's say I wanted a grenade, let's say basic weapons and launchers. I would select them. You click request. It puts it in an airdrop queue. You can remove it or clear it with these two. And then you can either do it on an owned sector, which is one of your friendly towns, or you can drop it on your position for 1,000 CP. And this works anywhere on the map. So owned sector obviously is where you're going to want to use most of the time because it's only 25 CP tax. So then I clicked owned sector. I can drop it on. Oh, I'm up for. I keep looking at blue for.
Airdrop in progress. Select sector.
Oh, I'm so this is good to know. Sometimes you'll be right now it automatically launched me into a voting screen, which is why I couldn't select the drop. So the AI already wiped out this whole town. So let's go ahead and vote for Coroni, and you'll see the voting screen. It's good to have errors occasionally while during a video, so you can kind of learn from it. But anyway, let's try to do the drop again. So you would just select what you want, and then you'd click on own sector, and now I have these little circles. Select right on my base. And then a little tip here, switch to your vehicle or group channel and label these for later. So I put an L, and you want to switch to a different channel because people can delete your markers if you put it on side, but group, nobody can see that except for you. So I label this with L, and then I'm going to put a waypoint. See this little circle by clicking shift left mouse button. And then you'll see the crate. There it is. And you'll see that my there's my waypoint, and there's my crate. So one tip too about dropping supplies is if you're not dropping it on a one of your bases or own properties, you're gonna want to drop many crates so that you don't have to keep doing it and waste CP. And then there's your crate. Here's all the stuff in it. And that's that. So let's fast travel. Alright, we're going to sector strategy, fast travel to a contested sector with a tax of 50 CP.
Destination.
Takes us to the map. We have to find, there's only one position for this because there's only one town you can attack at a time. Select that.
Destination selected.
And then your goal will be to clear out this entire town of enemy and capture it. And then you kind of just repeat that process over and over and over until you clash with Op4. And so you'll notice that there's actually parachutes over the town. That's the AI buying their vehicles on their position. Bunch of Ifrits, see?
The enemy is advancing.
And those are the enemies. You just got to clear all those out. Alright, so let's talk about what the goal is. So there's a lot of strategy involved. We don't have to go over all the strategy, but the end goal is to basically move your team and push them in a line towards the enemy base, which would be Blue 4. So you capture all these towns, push Blue 4 back, and then once you capture this one, you win the game. And that's all there is to it. That's how you play Warlords. Give me comments if you liked the video, or if you got more questions, join Discord, ask away, and I'll be glad to help. Have fun and good luck.